we got all of us. We're not waiting on a Chris. That was everybody.
All right.
Alive. Not. You haven't got the Rona.
Alive.
Yep.
Cool. Alrighty. Ooh. Oh no, it has to be inanimate.
Roll 20.
Yeah, I was wondering because there's only a couple of them so far.
Mine's still loading.
Roll 20.
Oh
well,
boy.
I'm gonna restart.
Well, that's promising.
Well,
it
I'm in the game.
begins.
Oh no, I'm loading in just fine.
There you are.
Slowly but surely.
Mm-hmm. Oh, let's fix that.
Alrighty. So, let's do the thing.
The thing.
Alright, so... Anybody want to give me a quick recap of what we got up to the last?
We murdered a Kraken and its family.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the sword trapped in a force cage.
Mm-hmm.
And we're trying to figure out what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to call up our buddy Zaylin.
Oh yeah.
Well, my buddy Zaylin. Their frenemy Zaylin.
Frenemesis. He's got henchmen.
You're probably closer to frenemy Zaylin. But, yeah.
And we made a plan. I don't remember what that plan was.
What the fuck was it?
I don't remember there being a plan. You guys spent a while... You guys... Yeah, why would you guys have an actual plan? You spent a while discussing what you might do with it, and several ideas were proposed, including yeeting the sword at Atula and seeing what she does, and hoping she doesn't kill you when you do.
Mm-hmm.
Plane shifting it somewhere, like trying to just disintegrate it.
What was it that Zaylin suggested?
Zaylin suggested just
Ignoring
like
the fuck out of
putting
it.
Putting it in a vault somewhere that it can't escape from, and just ignoring it.
Right.
He said that would drive it up the fucking wall. But when you guys made a couple of inquiries as to where said vaults might be, acquired, or used, or found, there were a couple of different options, and none of them were like, yes, please come dump your freaky sentient sword in our vault immediately.
Bow chicka wow wow?
What was that?
Does Zaylin have a vault? I mean, Digoro, you're still telepathically connected
It's
to his brain.
telepathic, yeah, because we do not. And apparently none of our friends do, which is a bit disappointing.
The university doesn't. The church has one. It sounds like you might have to do a bit of maneuvering to get the sword in there. Most people don't appreciate that Gamir's trying to blow everything up, so to speak.
Well, that's why we want the sword in there, to make him not blow everything up.
Well, yes. You might have to do a bit of persuading, or a bit of reverse heisting, I don't know, to get it in.
Reverse pickpocket.
Well, I mean, there's also the question of, like, this force cage is going to end soon. Presumably the sword's going to try to escape pretty much as soon as it does, and repeatedly afterwards.
You ended off last session with asking Realm if she had any ideas, and Realm suggested passing it off to Ramus to see if he could do anything with hiding it in time. And that is about where we'll pick up.
Yes, that was the plan. We get Ramus to do time bullshit to it.
Yes, timey bullshit.
I mean,
you go ask him to see if he can.
Ramus seems like a trustworthy fellow. I mean, he rides with you guys.
You start your argument with the most damning evidence against it.
Ava may not have actually seen Ramus. Ramus hasn't really been around lately.
That's true. Oh yeah, Realm was saying how
like
he's
Realm,
just been disappearing more often.
Realm mentioned that he's been disappearing more often, and he's, well, Realm mentioned he's been disappearing more often, especially since Sadok, his probation officer, died.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You have a whole bunch of things. Do you want to... Realm mention that she'll go up and check and see if she can find Ramus. Do you want to go with her? Or, sorry, she's not there with you guys, but she'll go check around the ship and send to you guys if she finds...
Yeah, I feel like we should probably stay here to keep an eye on the sword.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps. Now, and the sword starts telepathically broadcasting to you guys again, still just floating in its force cage. Please. Please, by all means, go ahead. Stick me in a time prison. I may not be able to get out of it very easily. Not on my own. But I assure you, Gamir will have no problem ripping it open for me.
I'm deliberately choosing not to respond to that.
Same.
Waiting for Realm.
Pretty much.
Realm sends back to probably Diggeroy, who was the one to last send to her. Ramus isn't on the ship currently.
Okay. Any idea where he might be?
Shrug. He disappears a lot, and I don't know how to keep track of him.
Not rescinding.
I'm sorry, you were really echoey there, and I did not catch a word of that.
Notwithstanding?
I mean, I can ask him. He probably won't tell me. He doesn't normally.
We don't need to know where he is now. We just need to know if he can get here in a reasonable amount of time and lend us a hand with a thing.
I'll send and ask him. And about 30 seconds-ish later, in a manner very reminiscent of how he... Actually, nobody really saw him appear previously.
It's true.
A little wrinkle forms in the water, and then it expands, and Ramus steps out from through it. And he gives a jaunty little wave to the group of you. Hi!
Hello.
Oh, there he is.
He turns and takes a look at the sword. Ooh, wow.
You got tall.
Oh, wow. You found a dick.
We find many of those.
He says, looking at the sword. Cool. Realm said you needed something?
Well, as you can see, it's in a the dick is in a temporary box. So step one complete.
Remus starts humming dick in the box. Dick in the...
Unfortunately, I don't have a way of making said box permanent. And as you can imagine, we don't want this thing just floating around. So we're wondering if there's anything you know of or anything you could do, would be willing to do, to assist us in, making this not an issue anymore. Or at least for a long time.
You want him to just go away?
Pretty much.
Or not be able to go anywhere.
And he's a sneaky dick?
Yes.
So you need a good box.
Indeed.
Very.
Ramus steps over to the force cage and kind of flattens his face up against it and peers in at the sword. And you swear that if it were human, it would be recoiling from him. As it is, it kind of just tilts backwards in the air from him a little.
Just staring.
Ramus continues to stare in for a minute or two, and then he turns around and looks at the group of you. Why do you want to put him in a box? Another box?
Because we'll get out of this one in, a few minutes.
Why not just kill him?
Don't know
Box
how.
is stuck. Oh.
And for clarity's sake, that is the only reason we're not going to just kill him.
I mean, if we can trap him in a box, he'll suffer more. So it's more
but there's no such thing as a box that can be closed that can't be reopened.
True. Also, boxes suck.
Why? They are useful for putting things in.
Have you ever been put in a box?
Think about it for a moment. We do not believe so, unless caves are considered a box, or the Crystona is considered a box.
What's the Crystona?
His point finger back itself.
Huh. No. Well, if you've never been in a box, boxes suck.
Depends on the box.
I have yet to find a box that doesn't suck. He says this to you like he's imparting some sage wisdom to the ages to you.
Also depends on how long you're in the box.
Well, I was in a box for a while. I've been in a lot of boxes. Some worse than others. I don't like putting people in boxes.
Yeah, but
I went to Ward.
Is a bad sword a people?
I went to war to break make a box once.
I understand the sentiment, but
Let's see if I can kill him.
I'll give the be my guest gesture.
Sorry, what was that?
How does the sword react?
To what?
To Ramus saying, "Let me try to kill him."
I mean, it's a sword. It doesn't have a face. It does, like, lean back a little bit further away from him, though. Make an insight check. A difficult one, because it has no face or anything. Nope.
Curious.
Well,
nope. It just leans a bit further back.
Maybe. Hey, I'm the good one at that.
Cristona has a feeling that it would be, if it had a face, it might be sweating a little bit right now.
Just imparts that to the group and not it.
How long till the cage is gone?
Jeff forgets, but Diggeroy would know to the minute.
Okay. Say 5 minutes.
Sure. It's also a question if I don't know how long you're going to credit us for talking all last session.
It's a good question. You spent, I think, an hour last session just talking.
Yeah, it was close to an hour of just us trying to figure this out in character.
Mm-hmm.
Or out of characters. I don't know how that translates.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
Both
Let's
in
say
and out.
Say you got 15 minutes. Ramus looks. I don't want to wait. And the water will form another wrinkle in front of him, into which he swan dives in and emerges within the force cage.
Impressive.
And he looks at the sword. The sword moves away from him. You're a dick. And he reaches forward and grabs the sword. And makes the same flicking gesture that he does to that he did. None of you were there for that. Sadok was the only one who witnessed him.
Of course.
Witnessed him pulling out coins. God damn it. He does like a theatrical looking flick of his wrist. And the sword vanishes for about 6 seconds. And when it reappears back in front of him, it is telepathically broadcasting loud panting noises and has several large scratches and a big chunk taken out of one of its sides, which begin to slowly fill back in as Ramus looks at it. That's unfortunate.
What happened?
I threw him into time.
Blink.
Time doesn't like him, apparently. But not enough to kill him. That's disappointing.
Was that the sole option?
I mean, I can keep stabbing him. I have some very neat knives. But I don't know if they'll do better than that.
It is connected fairly directly to Gamir.
dick.
Agreed.
Mm. Okay. Let's. 1 second. And Ramus just vanishes into a wrinkle again, and then pops back out 2 minutes later. Okay, so my old box is kind of wrecked. Whatever the skeleton wizard did, it really broke the box. Kind of impressive. I spent so long. So long. It won't hold them forever. And I don't think it'll hold up to a god. But it's a box that you can put him in. And that that he'll have a hard time getting out of.
Sounds better than anything else we can do, at least.
Yeah. On his own, it would take him, I'm going to say, at least a couple 100 years.
Yeah. I don't know. Time is hard. Except when you try and go through it. Then it's soft.
You know, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
Sure, or something.
Could you send it through time once more before it goes in the box?
Why?
It did not like it, and it needs to like less things. It has done enough damage.
Now you listen here, you little shit. Don't you fucking dare send me back through that again. I'm warning you.
Looking at Remus.
Since we still have some time
Poignantly.
before the cage falls, maybe the sword can answer some questions in order to avoid being tossed back through time.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Does that mean I can get out of the box for a bit?
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, I mean, we might need you to throw it again.
I can go back in the box. That's not a problem. Whenever I want to.
Well,
I just don't like being in it for too long. He gives like a little antsy-eyed look around the inside of the force cage. Also, he's a dick, and I don't like being next to him.
Direct this question to the sword. Are you willing to answer questions?
Are you willing to promise you won't put me in a time cage? Or whatever nonsense this simpleton is proposing?
No, that happens regardless. The question is whether or not you want to get tortured first.
I mean, how many more times do you think he can just throw me into the abyss of time?
We are unsure, but we are willing to learn.
Oh, Cristona is feeling vengeful today.
A little bit, yeah.
Depends on the question.
Sorry, say again?
Depends on the question.
Well, I guess I'll go first. Why are your allies attacking my family?
I guess I can answer that one. You've been here for about long enough, I think. So you're not there.
Narrow my eyes at that.
How many like you are there?
I am the only one like me, thank you.
Oh, thank the gods.
He seems to be saying it in the smug, there's no one quite like me kind of way. Not in the, there are no other sentient swords floating around.
I was going to say
Persona.
something
Yeah.
along the lines of, my other brothers are even bigger dicks than me.
Yeah, Kristona will let Diggeroy know.
Mm-hmm. Does Gamir have some kind of grand plan with all of you?
Of course.
Care to share?
I'm surprised you haven't realized it. You're a sizable chunk of it.
Why does
You've
everyone
done-
keep saying he smells like a mirror?
You've done such a good job, too. Now, weird Atula person. You should let him ask his own questions.
Just narrow their eyes at it.
And what version of the plan did he tell you?
The one I needed to know.
Interesting. I'm done with him.
You don't want to know?
Really want to tell me?
Sorry, all I got from that was the.
If you really want to tell me.
I only want to tell you if you want to know. Otherwise, I will gladly keep why Gamir has been backing you this whole time to myself.
I already know that.
You know why he's been backing you?
Mm-hmm.
Kristona tilts
Pretty
head.
obvious.
Why?
Is that the sword asking?
Yes. Why do you think that is?
Oh, you just want me to give it away. I do have a theory. I just want him to brag. Out of character.
Make a deception check. Let's see if you can manipulate him. Hmm.
Because of course he lies to all of us.
Of course. What else do you expect from him? Actually, he hasn't really lied to anybody yet. He's just been a smug dick. All right. He turns the pommel of his sword a little bit closer, and it forms into this the pommel forms a tiny little face on it, which has a single raised eyebrow, and just the eyes on it just stare at Diggeroy. Really? You know that Gamir is using you to take over the seas.
Obviously.
Yes. Why is he doing that exactly? Captain Diggeroy?
You don't know? Interesting.
I know. I want to know if you know.
What do I know?
Sorry?
I told you I know. You don't believe me?
No.
Too bad.
Because remember that I was there right alongside your old friend who helped to teach you how to lie so well. Or friend is perhaps the wrong word. Your old captain?
You're going to use the word friend. You clearly weren't.
I
Couldn't hear
didn't
you
get
again.
word of that.
If you're going to use the word friend, you clearly weren't all there.
Fair enough. It's sometimes hard to perceive meat bag relationships through the eyes of my meat puppets, though. What can I say?
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Now I have a theory. but,
You've telepathy. Spit those theories as much as you want.
Oh no! But might at least telepathy to Diggeroy.
Do you already know?
Not really, but I have a pretty good theory. And importantly, I don't want him to know what I do and don't know.
We also have an idea, but will not state it.
Tick tock, tick tock. If you have any more questions, you'd better get to asking them. Otherwise, I think you've got, what, 10 minutes left with this cage?
About.
Spent so much time debating, after all.
Well, you are a tricky problem.
I'm a tricky lot of things. You have no idea.
Here is something perhaps we can agree on. How would you intend to destroy Atula? That is the plan in this, is it not? They are fighting.
Not really. The plan is to, as far as I know, is just to leave her to die. as Yualia crumbles in without her, after Gamir frees himself.
Noted. So he's not trying to take over, he's just trying to leave.
I mean,
we've known that.
I know, I wasn't sure exactly how,
Yeah, that actually should stop my turn.
Yeah. Also, I'm like 80% sure it's been explained.
I know that was an option for them. I wasn't sure if you could just take over the
Well, so
entire thing then.
they're stuck in Yualia. And they're basically trying to gain the power to leave. That I know has been explained to you guys.
Yeah.
Before.
I just wasn't sure if it was
And yeah, as far as we know, the only way for them to leave without dying themselves is to destroy Yualia in the process.
Yeah.
Which would be bad for us, because, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Where all your shit is.
Gods wouldn't survive the process. So.
Okay.
Okay. No, I don't have any more questions for this guy.
You all are so boring. Always serious with your questions. Always. None of you have even considered making an actual deal.
What use is there in a deal with something whose power source will be gone?
Oh? What, are you planning to kill Gamir?
No response.
Interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Oh well. I give even odds that you perish within the next couple of weeks anyways. As far as you can tell, he's telling the truth. Well, with my friend who's on the other side right now, and what's going on in Kijin, and what's going on near Aventine, and the extremely angry Lich who you're about to piss off, sooner or later. I think your lives are going to be very interesting before you ever get a chance to take a shot at killing any gods, Gamir or otherwise. You have the face on his pommel that was a raised eyebrow is now a smarmy looking smile. If it was an actual face, it would be extremely punchable. As far as you guys can tell, he's telling the truth.
Christiana just looks between Diggeroy and Remus.
I mean, he did answer the questions, so I guess we'll just put him directly into the box.
About that.
Mm.
Ramus kind of raises his hand. I want a deal. Not with him. And he points to the sword. He's a dick. With you guys.
Mm.
There's a lot of Ramuses out there.
Blink.
Who are just appearing in and out of time and the prison and stuff. Like I used to before you guys showed up. They're scared and lonely. I went a couple of weeks to go help them. It's what I've been doing, but I'd, like to be able to do it officially. I feel like Sadok would be proud. Would he be? He looks up to the, not sky, but above water. Would you be proud of me, Sadok? Yeah, you'd be proud.
I have no problem with this.
Cool. Oh, and I'll steal you some shit on the way, too. How's that sound?
Cool.
That's fine. But if that was all, you should tell Realm. She was worried.
Realm knows. She's just good at lying for me.
Oh.
Oh, and I stopped in in Helgi Domer before I came back here, and I think you'll like what I took from Skill. And he pulls a bag of holding out from a pouch on his armor and floats it over towards you guys.
I'll take it.
It is filled to the literal brim with gold. It's literally just 500 pounds of gold pieces. I was gonna spread it out on the ship and make just like a money pool, but then I figured that would be hard. So here, I can always go steal more.
Thumbs up.
Why, thank you.
Good luck.
Yeah. And don't die. I don't know what's happening, but a couple weeks from now ish is when the last Ramus appears. And I don't know what happens after that. So don't die. Whatever happens to stop the Ramuses.
Still really confused by all of that. And very obvious about it on the face.
Same.
Uh-huh. Well, thank you for that. We will do our best.
Cool. Bye. Oh. Right. Time cage.
Please.
He reaches out his arm and looks like he's about to reach through the force cage and then thinks better of it. Pops inside through another wrinkle in the water and then just straight up steps backward and falls to the ground and vanishes once he hits the floor of the force cage, giving a jaunty little wave as he does.
It's emotional wave. There goes one stupid man.
You have interesting friends.
Yes. Interesting. Okay. So apparently Gamir's big play is going to be a lot sooner than everyone else's.
Somebody's big play is.
Oh, a couple weeks, not to put too fine a point on it. And probably involving the Tarask, I'm thinking.
One of the options.
Do we have any idea? Like, that's obviously that one seems familiar. What about the other? Do any of the other two seem familiar about what that might entail?
Which other two? Sorry.
When I was mentioning like things happening, like one was Aventine, one was there was a couple other ones right before mentioning of like what's going on in Aventine, which we have a guess on that one. I'm trying to remember what the other two were to potentially have a guess on.
Oh, Kijin Kingdom is Aemon's house. Aemon's home kingdom. And his friend who went into the elemental plane of water is, probably the new Tangi.
All right.
All right.
Just directly to Gray.
What was your theory?
That he was setting me up to get rid of Atula.
That was our initial thought as well. The seas are closest to the land.
Well,
and the rot did not spread to it.
No, the rot I think is separate.
We know the rot comes from Atula.
Yeah.
But between the land and the sky is the sea. At least in the depths.
Yeah. We'll probably figure it out. I mean, we're still around a couple weeks from now.
Oh. And he made I forgot, he made a reference to a threat that might be coming at you guys in the next couple of weeks as well. Eamon has a decent idea of what that might be.
What is this? Missed it.
You guys are going to level soon.
Oh, right. There was talk about a lich that we're going to piss off.
Yeah, what?
You're really going to have to narrow that down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've met a lich yet that we haven't pissed off.
That's true.
You've only met two.
And they're both pissed off.
You're not wrong.
Salen's not exactly pissed off at you, though.
He's like still in your head at the moment, right?
I mean, we pissed him off the first time. I think we grew on him over time, but
I mean, Eamon has met at least 2 liches that he's on good terms with.
Who's the other one?
Presumably, Eamon's met other liches. Zaylin and my wife.
I know that, but I mean us. We haven't met your wife.
No, but you guys did meet.
Dorcas Dorval.
Oh right.
The guy with those doors.
Fucking
Wait,
fuck.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe Eamon's met him. Eamon's probably met several liches through Zaylin.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we said the name.
If you mention the name in front of Zaylin, yeah, or in front of Eamon, yeah, he probably recognized it as one of Zaylin's kids. Said with big air quotes around it.
I mean, Zaylin's in Diggory's head, so.
yeah, no. Someone mentions that I might hear that. But is he up to something? Who's up to something?
If his name is mentioned in Digger, I can hear it. You just hear a groan through the telepathy.
Totally understandable.
Do you want to kill him? Please come and kill him. He's so annoying.
I have it on pretty good authority that in 2 weeks something big is going to happen. I want to know what that is.
Huh? Oh. You're going to have to be more specific.
Yeah, I know. I know it's not a helpful thing. Helpful question.
Yeah. Wow. You guys keep growing, I might come and kill you in 2 weeks. That's a thing.
Blink. Looks down at self.
Growing.
Yeah. Growing.
He means getting stronger.
Oh.
Yeah. Eamon knows the deal. Keep away from the big spells, yeah. The wishes, the gates, the things that might really break things. Otherwise, we'll have to have words.
Okay.
Innocent staring at mention of gate.
Out of character. He apparently doesn't mind one-use gates.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
He just doesn't want irresponsible continued use of gates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And, you know, if you convince him that you're reasonable, he can be more or less friendly.
Define reasonable.
Not liable to break the world, as he puts it.
The world is headed
I
towards
can see how
breaking.
doing that would upset it. I can see how doing that would upset him, though.
We are still very confused, as doing nothing will apparently break the world anyway.
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
I mean, the only thing we're sure it will do is get rid of all the Ramesses. But that's big, whatever it is.
I still do not understand your friend.
Neither do we entirely.
That's okay.
How well known? I'm sorry, out of character. How well known is the story of those 6?
Extremely. The common knowledge one.
What's the name of it? Sorry, the Heroes of something. And
Heroes of Yualia.
right. Yeah, but you're like, yeah, he's one of the heroes of Yualia.
Yeah. You mentioned he's mainly known by his title these days, Silver Breeze. You mentioned that to him, and it'll ping some bells in Eamon's head.
Just arch an eyebrow at that. Interesting. Well.
And he's not even the most annoying one of them.
That's true.
Yeah, accurate.
Yeah, Eamon's probably had dealings with the paladin fuckhead. I can't remember either his real name or what we called him. Primarch. Yeah, dick shit. I think was what we called him.
Yeah, technically he's not a paladin anymore.
Well, yeah,
hasn't been for a long time.
The fallen paladin.
But yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Eamon's probably had to deal with, if not him, at least some ambassadors of his.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, fuck that guy in particular. Anyway, is there anything else you all needed to do up here? In these seas?
That's a good question.
I don't think so.
Aside from the mention of the Nutangi that escaped, but...
Oh, I'm sure we'll be seeing him again soon enough, one way or another.
Yeah, it's... Are we willing to let him go do his thing, or do we want to try and chase after him? But that's not a conversation we need to have here. Let's go back to the boat at least. Or the ship, sorry.
Yep. Sounds like a plan. As we're traveling, I will the sending stone to contact Alice, make sure that things are okay back in the kingdom. Given that the sword says the reason it was attacking people was to get me out here.
She sends back that sea levels are rising and there've been more monster attacks recently from the sea.
Great.
Which I will share with the group. And given that who was it that mentioned things going on in the kingdom? The sword or Ramus?
The sword.
Whichever one of the sword. Say, I do think I may need to head home here soon. Would you all mind accompanying me? Use adventurers of your caliber.
Sure.
Very well.
Aventine's along the way. We can stop there. Check in with the college, see if they know anything.
It's not a bad idea.
We could contact them sooner on the way, also.
Oh, you have contacts with them.
One.
Diggory has the sending stone, right?
Yes.
Did the professor say anything about the Tarask when you asked him about the sword earlier?
He didn't say any. No news. I know they're still worried about it.
No news is good news when it comes to a Tarask.
Pretty much. So.
Be like, oh yeah, the entirety of that continent is a Tarask.
The Tarask. There's only the one, but it is a fucking doozy.
Yeah, no, and since he has the other sending stone, I'm pretty sure if that suddenly became an immediate problem, we would be aware.
We were inside its ear once. It was odd.
That sounds disgusting.
Not bad, actually.
Less gross than you'd think.
It's true.
I mean, the Dow were a pain in the ass, but they would have been a pain in the ass anyway.
Alrighty. So you guys make your way back up to the surface, back upon the ship. Ramus has already fucked off. He left a little smiley face note on the steering wheel that is literally just a smiling face.
I feel like we just left a smiley face note for the Tritons. Like, okay, bye.
They were a little bit preoccupied with tending to all of their wounded and dead. You guys kind of just fucked.
Just fucked off without a word. Like, who were those weird people?
Who were those weird motherfuckers who just showed up? I don't know, but they sure killed some stuff real good.
Are the Warforged coming with us? Or are they teleporting back?
Good question.
Very
Not that they're teleporting back today, anyway. So at least be on the ship.
They can't teleport. These ones can't teleport under their own power.
I guess they're coming back with us then.
Unless you want to call Monarch out for a day and have him take them with him.
I don't know we want to send them back yet, so.
Yeah.
That's true.
So for now, bring them back to the ship, have them make repairs.
All right. All right. They all come back up to the ship with you. Binnock comes over to you, and in a face that kind of looks grumpy, looks at you. What's the plan, Overseer?
We've become aware of a potential threat in, what was the name of the kingdom?
Ekesian Kingdom.
Ekesian Kingdom. So we're going to head in that direction.
Alrighty.
So bored.
Let's do the thing. Any idea what the threat is? Should I be looking for anything?
At this point, I do not know the specific threat at all. I'll let you know as I learn more.
Some plot from Gamir's forces.
Rising tides.
Monsters. Who knows what else?
Be another Kraken.
Sorry, did that go through?
I don't think so.
Hello?
Yeah?
I do not think your previous statement went through, no.
You just can't hear now.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear us? Can you hear us now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, there you go.
Alright, last I got was Binnock. Binnock was asking you guys if there was anything he and Trinnock should be preparing.
We answered rising tides, monsters, some sort of plot by Gamir. No real specific details yet. And I think
Water control and cold things. Got it.
possibly more Kraken or Nutangi. Likely one of the two.
Oh, good. And some fire to melt their cold, dead hearts. Oh.
Fire and lightning. Very, very frightening.
Well, Monarch will be thrilled. I used sarcasm.
Good job.
Alright. We will rest and repair, Overseer. And they go find a corner of a storage room and all essentially transformer themselves into what look like big metal bricks that hum ominously. They have eyes sticking out from on top of them on a little periscope as well that rotate while they are sleeping.
Huh. Hmm.
Alright.
Like in the meanwhile, Christona might go about casting Speak with Animals and seeing if she can get a kind of information network of sea life for the area going. Like, if you see anything really weird, let me know. Look out for the ship. Kind of pass the word around, that sort of thing.
I mean, I assumed you guys were going to be flying.
Oh, are we?
I don't know.
Well,
Are you?
There's a faster. That was my assumption too. Yeah.
okay. Never mind. Well then, flying things. If you see any like big stuff come out of the water.
Fair enough.
Bird network.
Alrighty. So you go about make a I don't know. Make a perception check for me, just to see how many of them you can find over the. Oh no.
Oof, I knew that was gonna happen. I knew it.
Yeah, you don't find a ton of them. You got a couple of birds, but they don't seem like the brightest feathers on the wing, so to speak.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
They twitter about, but they can't really keep up with the ship for long periods of time. Birds got to sleep somewhere, sometime.
Mm-hmm.
The ship does not.
Yep.
Yeah. You guys take off from the island. You are sailing upon the wind. Next stop, the Keysin Kingdom. Is there anything the rest of you guys would like to do?
Will we be passing by Aventine?
You could take your path by Aventine, should you wish. Not on that one. You're coming in from the north, this way-ish. So actually, yeah, it would take you almost exactly overhead through Aventine.
Nice.
I'm not sure we want to stop there, but it's an idea. I think on the way, I'll put a sending out to both Professor Gearhart and Monarch. Just ask the professor if there's any news that we should know about.
Manoke also reports rising tides at the Visharad. The tides are rising and not retreating, Overseer. It is odd.
I have a lead on that. I'm investigating now. Be prepared. I may need to summon more of you.
I will be on standby with a teleportation spell prepared. Did I not push to talk when I was
No, we
saying
heard
that?
you.
Oh, we got you.
Okay. Other than that, there is increased activity below the fortress, Overseer. Drow are appearing in increased numbers.
Are they hostile?
No, they appear without the rot. They appear curious. I do not understand them. I have never known Drow to be curious.
Are they attempting to communicate?
Occasionally with hands. I do not know the hands, however.
Hmm?
I believe Cristona does. I'll check. And I shall. When I'm done talking to Minogue, I'll go find Cristona.
Right back with Puppy after not finding many birds.
I'll kind of reiterate what he reports. Drow are trying to come up to the Vishrod, and some of them seem to be trying to communicate.
We remember their wordless gestures. We know very little of them. However, we remember that they did not wish to speak because something, potentially Atula, was always listening. But things have become different. We no longer speak. So we could potentially communicate with them, but we are not there.
How long is it going to take us to get to our current destination?
3 weeks.
How much would swinging by the Visharad add to that?
Depends.
Was there more life on the Vishrad last time we went there? Were there like trees and things?
Yes. The druid staves that you guys recovered way back have been implanted in the Visharad. And the mountains and stuff around it are beginning to grow. Not trees, but they are beginning to grow like plants and grass and like crops.
Shrubs by now.
Yeah.
Diggeroy, if we could find an area we could land and use the trees to get to the Visherad, and perhaps Monok could send us back.
Yeah.
The ship also has a teleportation circle on it. You do know that.
Shit. We can't remember what the fuck what all we have on that
Sorry.
ship.
I need to just give you guys a handout that just has like the ship has these things on it.
That'd probably be good.
Can Bauer be affected by teleportation magic?
Ooh,
that's a question.
truly, Bauer lives a very difficult.
Also, what's the tree teleporting spell? I can never remember the
Tree stride.
So travel via plants or something like that.
Yeah, tree stride is the
Yeah.
not as good one.
Short range version.
Yeah, transport via plants. That's what it's called.
That's what it is. Yeah, because tree stride is 500 feet. Transport via plants is anywhere on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Are significantly different.
Mm-hmm. But it'd have to be like realm casting teleportation thing, right? Or we.
Well, no, because I know there's one in the Vishrad, right? The teleportation circle.
There is.
Right. I know teleport, so I could just pop.
Oh. You do. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just I only get 1/7 level a day is the main limitation on that. But if we're traveling,
is there a circle in Aventine?
Yes. And yeah, Professor Gearhart gave you guys the sigil for it a while ago.
So we can have the Visherad go straight to the kingdom. And we can hit up Aventine and Visherad whenever. And then teleport over to Visherad as soon as it reaches the kingdom. I mean, teleport over to the ship as soon as it reaches not the Visherad.
But without Remus or Diggeroy, who would be steering the ship.
okay. Well, for the Vishrad, I don't need to go to the. Excuse me. I don't need to go to the Vishrad personally for anything.
Yes, we were expecting to go alone and return.
Right. If we can get Christona there, she can figure out what the drow want. And hopefully that's not terrible news. Aventine, it's on the way, but I'm trying to think of any specific resource we would want from Aventine, and I'm not coming up with much.
It might be worth just stopping by to check out the market. Not like a long stay, but
yeah, we could do that.
Swing in and I have things I'd like to buy.
Okay.
You will not be harassed by birds.
I have no doubt that you do. Oh yeah. This is
I
the
have
first time
a
going
mundane shield and mundane armor.
Yeah. There's that. So we could do that. The other one, excuse me. Is there do you know of a teleportation circle in the kingdom of unlabeled?
Fusion Kingdom.
Kingdom.
I imagine there would be at the palace.
Your wife's a lich. There's almost certainly a teleportation circle in the palace.
Okay, that could be very important.
Whether Eamon knows it, don't make me an intelligence check real quick.
Sure. Yeah, I would say Eamon probably knows it, but just can't do anything with it myself.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, you know it. You've remembered it since the days it was scribed into the rock. You have been there witnessing its creation. You remember
Yeah,
its
I mean, it
rules.
is actually probably like a recent-ish development, sometime in the past 50 years. So yeah,
Probably.
I'll write out the sigils for Diggeroy.
All right. The most likely way to use that is get somebody to cast Teleportation Circle from the Visherad to wherever. Being the fastest way to get a whole bunch of Warforged there if we need them. Feeling that might come up.
That you might need emergency reinforcements.
Yes.
Why would you think that?
Why would you think something as ridiculous as that?
I mean, yeah, we probably will. But we're also going to have like a literal army of undead, so that should help as well.
Krista is still in a weird place about that. It's a very weird situation.
You can discuss.
And when you say literal army of undead, how many are we talking about?
Probably like 10% of the population.
That sounds right.
I mean, like most of them are currently serving as like labor rather than fighting forces, but that can be changed within a couple days.
Yeah, they just need to go acquire weapons instead of shovels.
And when you say 10% of the population,
Yeah, I don't know how big this kingdom actually is. I mean, it would be pretty well populated for its size.
Are you literally from the Empire of Corpses? Is that what? I've seen that anime. It was not bad. It was weird, but
I'm doing some brief historical population research to know this.
Yeah, I mean, it's a kingdom by a benevolent lich.
Yeah.
She's dead as labor.
We're gonna say that it's around. Man, Wikipedia has such strange specific things. We're gonna say that it's sitting around 2 million people, and that it's around 5% undead. Which gives you 100,000 undead.
Yeah.
Enough to thoroughly break bounded accuracy by any sensible word.
I mean, presumably, if we're in a situation where we need the army, the vast majority of them are off fighting other mooks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't expect you to roll 10,000 d20.
I think Roll20 would die.
There's other websites that can be used for that.
True.
How much getting them all in range.
I enjoy how Wikipedia just has lists of countries by population per century.
That is useful, actually.
It is. I have no idea why, but they have them.
There you go.
There's also going to be like living members of the military as well, but not nearly as many undead as there are undead.
Call it 110,000 total.
Yeah. So, yeah, hopefully we don't need Warforged for the most part, but might use the high-powered Warforged that you've brought along for this mission.
They're not going to be they're not going to be a substantial force numbers wise, but as a strike force, they're very, very effective.
I mean,
very
you're
much
sitting
so.
on a couple thousand Warforged in the Viscerad right now. It's more
If
just
I
a
were to
matter
get
of
all of them over here, that would be
it's more just a matter of deploying them. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have enough ships to move all of them. Or do I?
No, you don't. Not yet.
Well, I mean, like if we did want to move all of them to the kingdom, could contact the Lich and have the kingdom send over ships. But I don't know if we need that.
That's the main.
But yeah, I mean, if we do want to move all the Warforged out there, we can. I just don't know that that's necessary.
All right. Well, let's figure out what exactly is going on first.
Yeah.
Before we try and figure out what resources to pull in.
Yeah, and that was my other thought for stopping at Aventine, was because you all know the divination wizard. Maybe he can do some divinations.
It's true.
Worth asking.
All right. So, Aventine?
Yeah.
Actually, I would think it might be easier for somebody to just keep flying the ship and teleport to Aventine, to the known circle. We know a circle there?
Yes.
Yeah, you know a circle at the university.
Yeah, from Professor Gerhardt.
Can Realm or somebody else fly the ship?
Yeah, who all
Realm
on the ship can currently fly the ship is the question.
Diggeroy.
Just Diggeroy.
Basically, just Diggeroy. Realm can teleport people, but she cannot fly the ship.
We are willing to go alone to the Viscerad, if others are willing to go to Aventine in Diggory's place.
Say it again.
It's basically like Christina was saying that they could go to the Viscerad alone and then come back, and someone else can go to Aventine and on your behalf, basically.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, not for nothing, Eamon. It might be quicker and easier if you go to Aventine yourself, simply because while we have many friends in the city, we also have people who are not friends in the city. Dealing with them would waste precious time.
Fair enough. I can go.
Many not friends.
Not friends. But I'll send a note to Professor Gearhart, let him know that we have a buddy coming to talk to a diviner. If he could set up a meeting and get that done quick, that would be super handy.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you can just tell him like what's going on, and he
no reason not to share that
beforehand. Yeah.
Oh.
And
Gearhart,
yeah, I guess if anybody wants
so
me to
I
buy
have
anything,
news. It's
while I'm in
mostly not good news.
Professor Gearhart just, when you send to him, he just sighs heavily. Of course, it's not good news. It's never good news these days. What is the news? What's trying to kill us now?
Gamir answers the second question. Is the answer to your second question. The first question, though, is we have some specific questions, but we really need to ask a diviner these specific questions.
Oh.
So we're hoping you could maybe we'll send a friend of ours named Eamon. We're hoping you could arrange a meeting so he can get that done quickly while we are on our way to where we think this is going to be centered.
All right. My divinations are mostly unnecessary at this point, or for the defense effort. So I am happy to help.
So I'll give a description of Eamon and when we expect to be able to get him there based on spell slots, etc., etc.
All right.
Okay, problem with this plan is how are we going to get Eamon back?
Oh, he's gonna be at Aventine. I'm sure someone can teleport him back to.
Yeah.
If
Make arrangements for that if we can.
Realm can go with him.
that's true.
I'll do it.
Sounds good.
To simplify your logistics a bit.
Yay,
if
Realm.
If Eamon and Realm are going to Aventine, Cristona can, if you tree stride to the Viscerad, or otherwise teleport to the Viscerad,
Manak can get me back.
just Manak can get you back, or
you could come to Aventine and meet up with
you can tree stride to
That's true.
Aventine.
But not the point of us not going to Aventine is having to deal with the.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
you can just get Manak to teleport you back then.
Yeah.
That's fine.
All right.
Yeah, we'll do that then.
You're gonna have to be more specific about then.
Cool. So much gold.
Ramus is a generous man.
Yeah. And yeah, if anybody wants to buy anything, I can pick it up for you while I'm in Aventine.
Probably another I probably need another chalice for Heroes Feast. Well, actually I got a couple, but should be okay with that. But
Grab me a potion of speed and
potions of speed would be great.
Many of those you can get, and potions of healing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I figure when we get to that part, you guys can just sort of handle it yourself. Yeah. Thematically, it's giving money to Eamon.
Yeah.
They're updating my thing.
All right. So Deora is flying. Deora is flying. Eamon's heading to Aventine. Cristona's heading to the Viscerad. Yeah?
Yep.
All right. When in your journey are you doing this? You've got about 2 weeks.
Feel like we should probably wait at least a few days in case the Natangi comes back.
Okay.
Or I mean, if we want, we could even split it up. Like Cristona goes first, then comes back, then Eamon and Realm go out and come back.
Yeah. And Cristona can go first because Manak already has a sending stone, so in case anything with Natangi happens, Degory can just tell Manak.
Yeah, I feel like that might be the safe way to do things. Is go one at a time, rather than completely split the party.
Oh dear. it begins.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I guess.
Who wants to do a thing first
How
then?
quickly do you want to leave, Christona?
I mean, Kristona's fine whenever. They
You
couldn't
probably-
find any birds.
Probably just wait like a day then. That way everybody's long rested.
That's true. We probably should get a long rest in ahead of time. It would be nice to have spells back, so yes. Next
Yeah.
morning, Kristona can head over.
Right.
And less more puppy time beforehand.
Make an animal handling check for the pupper.
I'm gonna give myself guidance because I can do that now. I keep forgetting.
Go ahead.
Except I don't have it as a quick thing, but I'll just add it afterwards.
I'm sure that these ridiculously over-engineered sheets have something for it.
When I created Eamon's sheet, it was missing 2 skills. Animal handling was one of them.
Yeah, mine was missing. I feel like mine was missing a couple too, and I had to re-add them back in.
Yeah, animal handling is
Why?
still.
Okay, we're never using these fucking character sheets again.
Yes,
after this game.
thank you.
But the modifiers are so good.
They are very nice, but
They weigh everything down so much.
they're so slow. Literally opening non-NPC sheets slows Roll20 to a crawl for me. They're the worst.
How about a 31?
Yeah, okay. With a 31, he is a big fan of you.
Yay!
Your wolf puppy, the wee puppy, looks very sad to see you go the next day.
Aww.
He sits at your door and goes, "Oh," and then makes, I don't know what noise deer make, man. Yeah, that's probably along the lines of what noise they make. I imagine there's a lot of snorting.
Aww.
We will return shortly.
It gives a little ruff.
The best pet.
All right. Realm will start drawing you a teleportation circle and muttering under her breath. She'll look up at you. Have you traveled through one of these before?
That's a good question. Have we ever needed to use it before?
I'm not sure you have, but I do not remember all things.
Teleported, but I don't know if we've ever used Teleportation Circle.
All right. Yeah, man, it's not a big deal. Just whenever I'm done, walk through the portal that it opens, and it'll take you to the Visceron. Try not to break anybody's skulls while you're there.
Understood. Thank you, Realm.
She just gives you a little nod. Don't die.
Step through when she's done.
She finishes just after she says, "Don't die." You step through into the courtyard of the Viscerod. You do, in fact, see a couple of lovely trees that are within the walls of the courtyard now, that were not here last time you were there.
Nice. Probably just walk over to one of them, like, just place a hand on the thing just for a second and look them over and nod approvingly, and then start heading inside to go find Gizmonok.
They are, in fact, trees. All right. You head inside and start heading below through the very familiar, at this point, tunnels, and start head into the factory and come across Minok. Greetings, Kristona.
Hello, Manak. We are told that the drow have been attempting to communicate.
They have.
We do not know their hand gestures, but we can communicate with them better now. And
Pointing, like poking their head.
Good. We are glad to hear this. Minok almost visibly hesitates for a second and then asks, Kristona, do we have souls?
Just kind of pauses for a bit.
I have asked the Overseer, but he has never answered.
Totally forgot about that.
Didn't you have?
Yeah, you got
the-
your thing. I was about to say, because I was gonna think it over a moment.
Sophia
Arch
did
Magi was
finish
working on it.
making those goggles you asked for, of soul detection.
Yeah, those took a while to get made, but they're around. We have them now.
Digoroy was unsure, but he has been searching for an answer. He may have a way to tell now, but he could not come now. But perhaps soon you will have your answer.
We appreciate this. We did not know the Overseer was still looking. Thank you.
Let's give it on.
The drow are below. Shall we?
Yes.
All right. Minok steps into the pit at the back of the Warforged factory that leads into the tunnels below and just jumps off and casts Featherfall on himself as he's falling. Himself and you.
Yep, just steps off that way.
He lands with a big thunk at the bottom. Prowling around, you can spy Garrett in his bear form, and
Just give a wave to Garrett. That's about it. Let's see.
The bear gives a nod to you, not having any hands to wave with.
Ugh. Wow. Twice.
I mean, it's still a 12.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Well.
My guidance would probably help a little bit with that, but not.
As you look around, you do not immediately see any drow in the vicinity. It appears as if they have well hidden themselves for the moment.
Might broadcast to Garrett at least.
Hello, Garrett. Have you seen any of the drow recently? We have been told to communicate with them.
Garrett rumbles back in a very different voice than you are normally accustomed to hearing from their mouth. Cristona. Nice new trick. And the bear lifts a paw and points a single claw at a tunnel across the way. Head through there. For drow. Cowering.
Let's give a nod at that.
They're a little scorched. Don't mind that.
Arches brows slightly, but nods. And starts heading that way. And we'll cast guidance for if I have to look again.
No, once you're into the tunnel, you can see the drow pretty plainly. There are 4 of them, huddled just around the first bend in the tunnel. And they are all wearing wooden blank-faced masks with a pair of eye holes each. And they look up at you and begin signing at you as you enter the tunnel.
Just like shake her head slowly and then project to them.
We have not been able to understand the hand gestures that much, but we can communicate silently.
They all visibly are taken aback as you do this. And one of them hesitantly thinks back at you. It cannot believe it. A silent speaker.
Sorry, I missed that last part.
One who speaks without words. Useful. Avoid bringing the rage.
We have heard you are all attempting to communicate with the above world people. We will be the mediator.
No need for mediation. It comes to bring a message.
Message.
Soul forgers in above. They think the rage has left them. It is coiling, preparing. Like hook horror waiting for chance to attack.
I'm trying to parse this myself now out of character. Because I might have missed like the first couple words there, but
He's giving you a warning that the rage is that you guys thought that the dwellers here thought was being driven out has been waiting to attack you.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Is there a way to know when it will strike? Are there movements to watch for?
The rage waits for the right moment. but it takes time to grow. It has perhaps, and he conveys a length of time to you that's about 2 weeks before it is ready.
2 weeks. Is there anything else you can tell us to prepare?
Douse the machines. Stop the forging of souls. The rage comes for these things. She sees them as wrong.
There's like a pause and then a slight like narrowing of the eyes at the mention of wrong. But there's some understanding of that.
You are unmasked. It would take you below. Tell you of your people.
We have no people anymore. We are our people.
Sad.
Not entirely. Sadder to go masked and speak nothing, in hiding.
I would ask then that you come below and free us.
That is what we hope to achieve as well, because we believe she is wrong.
Then they will wait for you.
There is much to be done, but we will do it.
So fucking much. Oh god. A lot to get back. Yep.
Yeah. All right. With that, the drow will give you a brief bow. And then head back into the darkness.
Very slowly
They walk with
back.
like odd, very exaggerated tiptoey motions as they do, placing their feet with great care.
Yeah.
And they head down the tunnels into the darkness.
Very slowly step back to like try to be light-footed about it too, and then broadcast back to like Garrett and Manak and anyone else nearby what they learned.
Oh, this is not good.
Very little is anymore, Manak. Many things happening at the same time.
It feels oddly home-like. It has been many centuries since the Warforged marched to war.
Despite the negative connotations, perhaps there is some solace for you that, however wrong of one she is, a goddess says you have souls, and we would not be surprised if Digoroy confirms it.
Sorry, what was the... Could you repeat that for me?
Basically, she's saying that from what the drow said, Atula was angry about the forging of souls. So Christona was saying, like, despite the fact that she's a wrong goddess, she thinks that they have souls, and she's very certain that Digoroy will find out the same. If that's
Make
the
an
case.
insight check with disadvantage.
That's fair. Can I give myself guidance on it?
Sure. You didn't use it from being
I didn't.
in the, being in there. Okay. You're not really familiar with Minok very much, or at all. But you are familiar enough with him to spot what almost in a human would be more of a relaxing of like shoulders and relief of like long carried stress. You know that moment where you just like exhale and just like let everything out at the end of like a long fucking day times like 1,000 at the end of like a long fucking project. Yeah. Minok just had one of those. I am relieved.
We would be as well, were it not an issue of war. But we were already going to war with the Tula. Having another reason is of no concern to us. The timing, however, is problematic.
And we'll go about explaining what Digoroy is headed towards and the general time frame.
That is perhaps problematic. Garrett, will you continue to offer your services here? And the bear gives a snort and a nod. Excellent. Do not worry about war. We are war-forged. We do not falter.
Understood.
This is, in many respects, what we were made to do.
Made to do.
Kind of think that over for a second.
It looks as if the drow are looking to be freed as well. But we do not know when we will be able to.
Just pausing a second, trying to figure out, and looks a little bit frustrated.
There is much happening. It's difficult.
Cristona. In war, it is best to take things one at a time. It is a series of problems. Solve the first problem, then the next, then the next. Do not overly worry about other problems before you have faced the first. If you do, you will die.
We believe. We understand. It is difficult for us. We have many thoughts. They must think of many things and then come to a consensus. But we will have to find
Then
faster consensus.
perhaps allow fewer things to worry. The Viscerad will hold.
Understood.
The rot will not surprise us once more. We shall be prepared.
We do not doubt
We
you.
shall. We shall do our duty.
We will let Diggory know. Thank you, Manak.
Good. Of course. Thank you for the warning. All right.
Yep, pass the information along. And we'll also let Garrett know if Garrett was ever trying to like grumble past the side that the trick is because they can't hear. So don't try to.
You got a little chuckle from his voice. That is unfortunate. At least you have a new trick to help with it, though.
Very true. It has been useful sometimes.
There's a roll of the eyes.
Good luck, Garrett.
Good luck, Cristona.
Start headed back to go get back and let Diggory know what they found.
Oh yeah, you need a lift back, don't you?
Yep. I assume
Realm
Manak would,
didn't come
since
with you.
Realm sent.
Yeah, Manak will give you a teleportation circle back.
Cool. Yep, we'll explain to Diggory all of that, and also make mention about the whole soul thing Manak was asking about. Speaking of which, can you see like the Warforged that are here?
Do the glasses require attunement?
They do.
So, no. Technically, I cannot.
Mm.
You are waiting.
I can't use these glasses. Someone else has to.
Oh.
It took a second to realize. I thought it was somebody else who couldn't tune. Oh shit.
No, Stiggeroy.
Oh shit.
I'm the human. Everybody else has very different problems.
That's true.
Power can't use them either, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
I think Sudoku also would have been unable to use them.
Nope, Sadok would have been able to use them. He had disadvantage on all saves.
Yeah. I totally forgot about that. I worded that poorly to Manak. Sorry. Sorry, Manak. But still did the thing, so.
So.
I mean, in the meanwhile, I might, they could
reminded
sit
me
down
that
with
they're
it.
there, and I realized that the Warforged can totally attune items, right?
I feel
In
like
fact,
it's weird
they
to
can.
make them do it to themselves.
Yeah, no, it was a thing. Like I might give them to Manak specifically, and like explain what they do and let him make the choice.
Hmm. Well, at least let Diggerai know that apparently Tula thinks they have souls. So.
That's good. That's good. I was a little bit worried what it would do if I saw they did not. How I was going to deal with that. That's the other thing holding me back.
Yeah. The drow referred to the whole place as the Soul Forge.
Mm-hmm.
If you wish us to pass them along on another trip, we can.
Yeah. Actually, can Cristona use them?
Yes. But, I mean, I'd have to unattune to something and then reattune, but we have time.
Yeah. And they're Warforged on the ship to look at.
Exactly.
So we might as well know.
Yeah, I can do that.
Alrighty. So, you take an hour to attune to the glasses. They're basically gold rimmed glasses with some sapphire tinted lenses in them. You slide them on after attuning to them, and you look at the Warforged. Binok and Trinok seem a little bit nervous as you put them on.
I'd actually probably look at like Digger or somebody else that they know to get a base sense of that before going to a Warforged.
In the center of Diggeroy and all of the conventionally living people near you, there is a single what looks like blue flame centered in the middle of their chest that you spy as a soul. Do you look at yourself while you do this?
Not sure how exactly
That
they can,
sounds
but can try.
dangerous.
That probably is dangerous, but try maybe out of curiosity.
Just look at your hand or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. You see lots of very tiny ones of these. Lots of little tiny, what look like little puffs of blue flame all over yourself. And then there is another one that appears to be two flames fused together, one blue and one red, that appears to be moving around your body as it pleases.
That makes sense.
As it notices you looking and actually seeing it, the tips of the flames form into points, and they wiggle a little at you.
That's not unnerving at all.
You can see us. That's so cool. We can see ourselves. You look over at the Warforged, and at first you look at the skirmishers and the tanks first. Bannock and Trinock are kind of huddled in back a little bit, and at first it almost looks as if they don't, but you get a little bit closer, and you can in fact see that they have little tiny blue lights centered not in their chests but in their heads. That you detect with your soul detecting glasses.
Neat.
Binnock and Trinock, you look at them, and they have two. They have one in their heads and another centered in their chests.
Huh. Yeah, it's just probably like kind of stone-faced at the beginning, just looking at all of them over. Might be a little unnerving to Binnock and Trinock, but then thinks for a second, and then gives a nod at them.
They nod back.
We were not expecting you to be many like us.
At those two specifically.
Of course, we are many. We are siblings. We are many in one. Each of us is.
That we understand.
Step back, slide off the glasses, and look over to Diggeroy with a nod.
Nods back.
The Warforged huddle in and amongst themselves, and they actually begin whispering out loud to each other.
Can I roll another 12 for perception?
Can certainly try.
Never mind, I can't hear them. I literally roll a 12.
You roll a 0.
Yeah, it's
you
true.
Can't hear. Yeah. Alas.
If you want, I can pass these off to Monok so he can see for himself later. But otherwise, they're on the ship while Eamon does whatever he needs to do at Aventine.
Alright.
You can also send him a knock if you want to do that way.
We'll send them to Manak when we get a chance.
Thumbs up.
All right. Retreats with the other Warforged below deck. Oh no.
Huh?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Binnock comes over to Cristona and gives a brief bow, and then retreats with the other Warforged below deck.
Let's give it out of the head.
Oh, Discord, for fuck's sakes. Let me do things.
What's Discord doing now?
It's just stopping letting me push to talk
Ah.
periodically.
Great.
Yeah. Alright. Eamon, you wanted to head to Aventine. Let's get to it, son.
Do the thing.
Right.
Alrighty. Probably shouldn't call you son. I'm the youngest person here. and Eamon is the oldest character of the lot of you. But fuck it, I do what I want. Alrighty. So you teleport into Aventine with Realm, who gives you a weird look as you come in, but doesn't say anything. And she points towards the divination tower. That's the tower. Let's get going.
All right. Lead the way.
All right. She takes you up to the office of Professor Gearhart, because you have never been here before. And an exhausted...
Realm? Like, did Realm actually go to the office last time? Or any of the times?
Realm may be spying on you guys when you're leaving the ship.
Of course.
That's fair.
She wants to make sure you guys don't die.
That's fair.
So, you know.
Maven doesn't know she hasn't been here before.
Yeah, she knows the way through that. So, yeah, she may have been spying on you guys.
I'm fine with it.
I'm glad. I guess.
So yeah. Go meet Gearhart then.
A very tired sounding gnome answers, "Enter." When you knock, you enter within and spy Gearhart behind his desk, head laid upon it, just looking exhausted.
I believe you were expecting us. Here from Captain Diggeroy.
Yep. What do you want to know?
Really, just anything you could potentially tell us. I'm not sure how much Diggeroy told you, but we were informed by an agent of Gamir, as well as others, that something would be happening within the next few weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Likely centered in the Kijian Kingdom, though possibly elsewhere as well. Here.
Oh. Well, there's something happening in the next 2 weeks here.
Okay.
What's happening? In a week and a half, Tarask is going to hit the city.
Jeez.
Okay.
Divination equipment, your companions had buried for me came through. It let us know it was waking up. We have time, at least.
There have been reports from numerous islands about the sea levels rising. Is this related to the Tarask or a separate issue?
Nah, if anything, the fucker would make them go lower because he was standing up. Probably has something to do with all the tidal waves that keep hitting, though.
Right. Do you know anything about those?
It's something horrible in the Nutongi Ocean is creating them. And I can only assume it's one of the females.
Can you determine when the Nutangi and whatever else Gamir has up his sleeve will make their move? It's rather important to know if we have time to deal with the Trask alone, or if we have to fight off multiple threats at once.
I can work on that.
Please do.
Hey. Your companions, they traveled a lot. They've met a lot of the heroes of Yualia. They ever meet the Runemonger? They know if he's still alive?
I am not aware. I'll look at Realm. Do you know?
Yeah, we met Duck. For those who may have forgotten,
Oh yeah.
that was the guy with the giant flying metal turtle.
Yep.
And with the illusion city.
Yep.
Cool. Just checking. Well, hopefully he can come back and help us then. And maybe we won't all die when it hits the city.
We'll be sure to pass the message along to our companions. Perhaps they have a way of contacting him.
Excellent.
But I wouldn't count on it.
Of course not. Nobody from the university has managed to contact him in centuries. Now, Gamir, people making their move. Do you have anything to narrow this down?
Specifically in the Kijin Kingdom.
All right.
Monsters, tidal waves. I'm afraid we don't have too many details. Really, the main thing I want to know is, will it happen? Will their attack come within the next 2 or 3 weeks? Specifically, will it interfere with dealing with the Tarask as well?
So it's been about half a week since you guys left. And since Cristona talked to Manoke.
Mm-hmm.
Just keeping track. I will look into it. Kijin Kingdom is tends
Southwest
to be.
here.
I'm aware. They tend to be very well protected by that queen of theirs, though.
Eamon just smiles at that.
I'll divine and send the message to you. We should be able to. Well, I've got nothing better to do, and the clerics are only wasting spells. Oh, I'll even try and look into the future. He stands up and cracks his knuckles. Oh, this was a terrible idea. My blood pressure is far too low to stand up. And he just slumps back down into his chair.
Oh.
But perhaps tomorrow, and after I raise my blood pressure some.
And if a Trask can't do it, we gotta figure out what does.
Yeah. Out of character, anybody else have any questions? Other than what I've already asked?
No.
Okay. Yeah, because to me the big thing seems to be, do we have to deal with multiple things at once, or can we focus on things one at a time? How far away is the ship, by the way, from Aventine?
I have no idea where at this point. We're gonna say it's like here, probably.
Right. Well, but I mean, like, are we, is the ship gonna make it to Aventine before the Tarask?
Yes.
Put it that way? Okay. Alright then.
Like it's 6 days until the Tarask wakes up. He'll give you the rough timeline. 6-ish days until it wakes up. Probably 3-ish more until it reaches Aventine. You know, there's a bunch of gnarly things living in the mountains that are currently on top of it that it'll have to deal with in that time. Oh. Right. He had one other thing. Oh, if you have spare time soon, there's a dragon who lives by a lake on top of the Tarask. A silver one.
Okay.
He stays there fighting diseases that some jackass Red keeps making to fuck with him. If you get a chance, I think you and yours have encountered him before. Could you warn him? Maybe get him here?
We'll see what we can do.
Alright. He slumps back over onto his desk. You can hear faint gnomish snores.
Poor guy. Yeah, at least he has tenure.
Tenure doesn't matter if the university is destroyed.
Yeah.
Yes, get Realm to send to Diggeroy. I'll send to Alice. And let them know everything. Then I figure Diggeroy can send to the dragon because he's met the dragon.
Sure.
And then take Realm, go shopping.
Alright.
Did we meet the dragon?
Like,
was that one of the days I was gone? It might have been one of the times I was out.
You didn't meet him in dragon. You didn't meet him in dragon form.
Oh, he was the doctor?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dragon there too, so it's a reasonable confusion.
Yeah. There's the red dragon that lives in the mountains and they have a whole thing going.
Yeah. I didn't realize that guy was. I thought the guy just knew the dragon for some reason. I'm gonna miss the. I know it was out one of those days.
I learned he was also a dragon today.
Yeah. I don't think we ever actually learned that because we never really got into their story.
You kind of just, which is totally fair. You kind of just went by his house for like healing and rest and stuff, and he was like, "Yes, okay, just don't get in my fucking way."
Yeah.
But
Eamon has no reason to disbelieve that you guys met the dragon and knew he was a dragon, so he's like, "Yeah, go talk to your silver dragon buddy." You know who I'm talking about, right?
Bitch, we have 2 dragon buddies. We can potentially talk to, maybe.
Well, that's true.
Yes, you do.
What was it, a gold that we
There was
rescued?
a gold one, yeah.
There sure was. A young gold imprisoned in the fortress monastery of Draya. Oh, so long ago.
So long ago.
Yep.
So many readied actions to toss that like one teleporting dagger.
Peasant railgun.
Truly.
If it works, it works.
Truly some adventure nonsense. Yeah. All right. So you send. I'm like 70% sure that nobody has his name written down. It's Midrid. Doesn't super matter, but Big Roy would probably recognize it and knows who to send to.
I'll do that.
All right. You get a very tired doctor response back. Tell Gearhart to expect me in about a day or 2. And to have an isolation ward ready.
Will do.
Alright. Sadok, what are you shopping for?
Amen, but yes.
Fuck.
It's that time of the night.
I'm doing my best.
No, yeah, no. There's been a lot of.
So mostly 3 things that I don't know how much this is going to cost. Upgrading belt to giant strength and getting magic half plate and magic shield.
Okay. Are you feeling lucky, punk?
Maybe.
Roll a D100, punk. Cool. You can no problem find, let's say, both +1 half plate and shield. You're topped out on the very rare scale of belts of giant strength, yeah? Next one is Cloud. And that's legendary.
Yes.
Okay. You do not find a belt of Cloud giant strength, unfortunately.
That's
you
fine.
do find. Make me an investigation check. The D100s are just for what's in stock. Oh, nice. Yeah, you do in fact find a some +2 half plate and +2 shield.
All right, how much are those going to run me?
Those are going to run you, call it 4,000 a piece.
All right, I'll pay it.
All right, cool.
And then how much are potions of speed?
Potions of speed are 500 a pop.
All right, I'll buy 3 of those for myself.
All right.
And then, yeah, like I said, picking up whatever anybody else wants.
Yeah. You probably cleared out the local stock of publicly available potions of speed with that, so. They are about to fight a Tarask.
It's true. We got any potions of invulnerability? Because I got 1 already, but might be good for other people.
I also have 1, so.
Are you guys stocked up on potions of speed, or do you need me to share?
I could I'm split on that. I don't have a ton of great actions because you can't cast a spell with it, but
I've got
it
two
does
of
give
them.
me an extra stab every round. So I can live without it. Honestly, if it's between you and me, you're gonna get more out of it.
Yeah, it was.
And I've got two of them if you need one, so.
Okay. So yeah, I'll hold on to these 3, and yeah, if we need to pass them around at some point, we'll do that.
Alrighty.
Curious whether I might can save it for afterwards, but if there's any like spell casting type stuff for higher level stuff, I might hit you up for that, but I have to remind
Stick
myself.
it in downtime activities.
Sounds good.
If you have a question about those.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I now have 25 AC.
Holy shit.
Okay.
Damn.
I am very familiar with how to counter characters like this.
Oh shit.
Yep.
I mean, the short answer is just more attacks.
No, the short answer is anything but more attacks.
Can I find a ring of spell turning?
No. You are not lucky enough to find one of those in stock, unfortunately. Nor, I suspect, would you be able to afford it if you did.
How about a mantle of spell resistance? It's only rare.
Not currently.
Damn.
Field of spell turning?
You just asked about spell turning.
No, the shield is different from the ring. Also works
Shield is
different.
spell turning.
It's a spell guard shield.
Yeah, that's what it's
What you're
called.
talking
Sorry. That's what I was thinking of.
I think I'd rather have the +2 shield.
Here's a question. Do they have any tuning forks to various planes?
No. That is a good question.
We're good to have our options open.
They have a couple. So, fun fact: tuning forks in most of Yualia are kind of treated like junk because, they can plane shift your enemies places, but tuning forks to Yualia are rare enough that nobody shifts off plane because they have no way back.
Aha.
Actually,
So
wait.
tuning.
You
Sorry?
guys had a gray robe of the Arch Magi, right?
We had bits of it at one point and then we gave it away, right?
No, that
Did
was
you?
the staff of the Magi.
Oh, right.
You guys had the robe at one point, right? Did you guys get rid of that?
Did we?
Let me look at my notes.
I'm just looking for magic items that will boost my saves. Because I still have an attunement slot free.
Good luck.
I had one. And I can wear that with my armor.
I don't have any such robe in my notes, so.
Yeah.
I think Bauer might have been holding on to it.
Why?
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll have to find out next week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very annoyed that you made a warlock right after I gave that to you. I only gave it to you because I knew that nobody in the party at that point could use it.
Well, I can find something else to use instead then.
No, it's fine. You guys have it now. This is my mistake.
yes, yes it is.
I have to live with it. It's okay. It just means I get to crack open the fun side, more of the fun side of the monster manual, so to speak.
He's going to the D's.
Sure.
Not for nothing, the end of the D section in the monster manual is like halfway through the book.
Yeah. It does have some good stuff in it.
Dinosaurs, which are just fun.
That is true. Oh, I had such a good idea. You're gonna hate this.
Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to inspire the DM.
Well, fuck.
Well, you got me on the devils, and from devils, there's a couple fun devils that I've been looking at, and
Fucking hell.
Yeah, apparently.
Anything else you're looking for, or do you want to just throw it in downtime?
Jade Circlet with at least 1,500. Who knows? Might need that down the line eventually.
For
Maybe.
what?
Shape change. Maybe.
Oh. I mean, yeah, you could probably find one of those or commission it, and it'll be done by the time you actually have shape change.
Yeah, exactly.
How about a Cloak of the Manta Ray? Uncommon.
Swimmy one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can breathe underwater, have a swimming speed of 60 feet.
Yeah, go nuts. Call it 1,500 gold.
1,500, you said?
Yeah.
Alright. I'll buy it.
Yeah.
Just in case we go underwater again.
They have minimal use for that as when the Tarask is fighting their city.
Sir?
Yeah. You know, rings of spell turning. Very important. Who knows if the Tarask can cast spells?
Pretty sure it can't.
I'm pretty sure most Tarasks aren't also continent-sized. Or country.
I'm also pretty sure that
sized.
Ring of Spell Turning only works on single target spells. I have a feeling that the Tarask is not going to be casting many single target spells. And if it is, it's not going to be on some random merchant.
Oh yeah. You would have to go back to Artificery and pay a lot of fucking money to get the spell turning ring at the university. Especially right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. Anything else? Throw it in downtime.
Will do.
Yeah. Diggeroy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Cristona is out. Cristona and Eamon are out. Or sorry, Cristona is below decks. Eamon is out. You are at the wheel. A familiar old voice starts speaking from behind you at the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, things sure have gone down the shitter, haven't they?
So you're vaguely aware of what's going on. Good for you. Who's this again? Sorry.
It is the guy known as Mumbly Old Man.
Yes, of course.
I am more than vaguely aware what is going on, young captain.
My apologies. At least vaguely aware. But as you can imagine, that makes me something of a busy man. Was there something you wanted?
I wanted to know if you'd made a choice.
I've made several.
Smart ass.
Better than being a dumbass.
The most important choice. Have you decided what you'll do to save or destroy this world? Things are coming to a close very soon, young captain.
Sooner than I had hoped. Well, I can't.
You're coming to the end game now.
Yes. Well, I can't leave, so I guess I'll just have to be brave.
Be brave how, though? Will you kill my brother and sister?
Ooh.
If that will achieve my goal.
Will you kill me?
If that will achieve my goal.
Will you follow the folly of mortal men? And choose the plan of, how did you call him? Dick shit?
Oh no, that's a stupid plan.
Agreed. Will you hope and pray that the fool Prim may achieve her goals? Will you follow the dreams of the earth? Will you forsake people for magic? Or will you follow the fool, even? It is the beginning of the end, young captain. And I can't wait to see what you'll do.
Okay.
Farewell. We may not speak again for some time.
Nothing personal, but I really hope not.
He flips you off with a trembly old man finger, and then snaps his fingers and fades into mist, and is no longer there. And that, I think, is where we're going to end for tonight.
Mumbly old guy fucking Haitius? What? What? Damn it.
I told you guys a long time ago there was at least one secret still left in.
Fucking fuck.
Interesting. Unfortunately, my plans going forward right now are just wing it.
Yeah, basically. Analysis paralysis.
Yeah, I don't fucking know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, who the fuck knows?
Man, you got like 2.5 weeks-ish from the point where you left the island to when everything on your plate immediately will probably be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spower says we definitely didn't sell the robe, so I'm going to take it.
All right,
No.
go nuts.
Fair.
I mean, my mental saves still actually aren't that great. Even with advantage, it's still only a +2 on a whiz save, so.
The DM will remember this.
Yeah.
See, you're not even trying to have crazy high saves.
No, I'm just trying to be available in like every other way.
I have dealt with so-called invincible characters before and made them weep.
Eamon is absolutely not invincible. Just hard to kill.
Good. I've had people claim that their characters were invincible before.
What?
No.
Kayla once claimed that Freddy was invincible to me.
Seriously?
I mean, if you get up to like, I think 35 AC, you're beyond anything being able to hit you outside of crits.
I did once DM for somebody who hit 32 AC with shield.
I've hit 32 AC without shield.
When I min-maxed my Eldritch Knight for AC, it was a 30-something before casting shield. It was crazy high.
Yeah.
And you know what? He got his ass kicked.
Oh yeah, that was a time.
I think a monoclassed Artificer can also hit that pretty easily.
Yeah.
But if you min-max for AC, you're not your saves tend to suffer. If you min-max for saves, your AC can still be decent, but then your attacks tend to suffer. So
I think Artificers also get bonuses to their saves, if I remember correctly.
They get a at really high level.
Yeah, at level 18.
I think it's 20. I think it's their capstone.
Oh, that might be it.
But it's like one of those high.
Yeah, monks get proficiency in all saves at 14. If you're doing 20th level and you really want to piss them off, you can add a paladin 6 to that. Add your charisma and your proficiency bonus and the ability score to all saves.
Fuck.
Yeah, so 20 is you get +1 to all saves for each magic item you're attuned to, and 18 is you can attune to up to 6 items at once.
Right.
So you can hit +6 to all your saves, but you have 6 attunement slots, so you can get a lot of goodies there.
Yep.
I feel you can.
Not even counting like just protection bullshit or whatever that you throw in.
Yeah, there's been a lot of optimization on the Artificer, so.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the prequel to the end game, or the pre-end game, I guess. Oh yeah, go ahead and take level 15 as well.
Oh hey!
Nice.
Sweet. I'll look through that now. What do I even? Okay. And with that, I'm gonna turn off. Well, do we have a nomination? What was that last time? Shit.
I think last time Bauer had it last, and it's not here.
Oh yeah, we had the didn't.
We voted for somebody.
Right. Yeah. I'm trying to remember who that was.
I think it was Diggeroy.
Yeah, I think so.
Narrow choice here.
Oh, plane shift. Fuck, I totally forgot. I went off on that thing about tuning forks for plane shift, and then didn't actually describe which ones there were.
I was gonna say. Sorry.
They're 100 gold a pop. They've got fire, water, earth, air, and
And Heart, go planet!
No. They have fire, water, earth, air, and for 300 gold, they have a tuning fork to the elemental plane of vacuum.
Oh. Get me all of those, because why the fuck not?
Sure.
It's just a bunch of vacuums. It's very loud.
City of Hoover. Oric. Great Palace of Kirby.
Okay. Give whatever nomination, and then I will end the stream. Just so we have a
No,
record.
let's see. Let's go with. I'm gonna have to go with Cristona.
Y'all. Make a note of that. And with that, I will turn off the stream. Thanks for watching, people. I'll see you later.